Yo, what is up, Shib fam? What's up, YouTube? We are back with another truck build. In fact, we are back with another Frank Peru truck build. This one is just as cool, if not cooler, than the last one. Stick around. You're going to like this. So let's take a look at some of the options on this Freightliner Argosy by Frank Peru. We're going to start out like I always do, as if we're going to build it and purchase it from scratch. So once you enter your truck store, your mod store, you're going to take a look at the Freightliner Argosy, and you're going to see three cabins. You have your 40-inch modular, you have your 48-inch modular, and then you have my favorite, the 72-inch sleeper. Now, when it comes to your chassis, that's where things really change. My favorite out of all these is the long box, the 8x4 240. So there you have it. You have a truck with the box attached. Now, I didn't test this, so I'm not entirely sure if there's cargo available for it, but that is probably one of my favorites. Should I have tested it? Probably. You know what? Let's try it now. Let's go ahead and just purchase this just so we can do this on stream, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look. Let's just see here. Let's purchase this. So unfortunately, there is no cargo available for this. You have your freight market, which is going to give you a bunch of trailer options, but you have no cargo options, which means the box on this truck does not have its own cargo. So that's super unfortunate. But it's a cool idea. Maybe out there somewhere there's like an invisible cargo where you could. I'm not sure. Something I'll look into, and if I find something, I'll do a future video. So now that we know the box doesn't take the long box doesn't take any cargo, let's take a look at some of the other chassis options. So you have your 8x4 240 gallon. This is probably my favorite because you have the twin steer up front, and then you can kind of change things from there. That's actually, I believe that's what I used. And then you have a couple of 6x4, 8x4, 200 gallon, 240 gallon. So plenty of chassis options. Now, typically, I run one of my purchased engine packs, but with this particular build, I went with the ISX 15. I went with the straight pipe. This thing sounds awesome. I can't wait. It comes with the truck. I don't think it's I don't it's not necessary to add your own entrance to this truck because I think the engine pack that Frank Peru provides with it is fantastic. Highly recommend the ISX 15 straight pipe. And again, depending on what you're pulling. There is a 625 horsepower Caterpillar C15. You have your Cummins 580 tuned. But for me, um that ISX 15 straight piped is probably the best sounding as far as I'm concerned out of the engine pack that comes with it. And as always, I'm gonna put an 18 speed in it, Eaton Ultra Shift. I think these trucks came as I think they're automatics in real life. I'm not 100% sure. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But you have your various transmissions as well. You have two options as far as your interior goes. You have your slate gray, and then you have your slate gray. All it does is change the darkness of the wood panel and the boot around the shifter. And then obviously you have your Freightliner Premier, you have your three, but you can also put in any of your um the normal Freightliner, or if you have a favorite steering wheel that you like, it is compatible with that. So you can change the shifter. It's not going to change anything except for the label on the top. Um, so yeah, that's about it. And then I don't think you can change any of the floors or anything like that. So, but you can change your seat colors, which I think is pretty darn cool as well. I wish I had some red in it, but I don't think there is. But that looks pretty darn cool on its own. So, but I think that's about it as far as options on the inside. You can add floor items. You can add cup holders. See here, that's about it that you can change. But yeah, pretty darn cool. And these are all outside, so hanging items, stuff like that. So just your normal interior options, but exterior, I think there is a ton more options. You can change the color of um sun visor. Nothing extravagant, like I kind of like the black and painted color there. You can add some chrome to it as well. Um Grill also standard. You can paint it same color as the truck, go elite, chrome. And then your bumper, there's not a lot of options as well. So every option for you know, it's just you're not gonna get like if you're looking for the type of bumper that comes on, let's say Shadow Walker's 352, you're not really gonna find it on this truck. These are more realistic. I mean, that looks pretty darn cool, but um, yeah, Frank Peru is a little bit more, realistic as far as bumpers go. Let's see here. You have a couple of paint options, which I think I went with. But yeah, several options as far as that goes as well. I think you can change the exhaust. Let me see if I can find it here. It's your handrail. Can't remember where this is. Exhaust. There you go. So we can put it underneath. So now you have no exhaust. It's underneath the truck. You have your standard exhaust, or you can have your standard double. I think that's what I went with. Add a couple of antennas. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's see. Have your lights to back up. And then you can also change. Now, there's not a ton of options as far as mud guards but you have your chrome and your painted. You have a couple different chromes. You have aluminum, and then you also have just your standard as well. So I don't think you can change these. Well, you can't. Yeah, you can change it from round to square. That's the only thing you could change there. See, you can't change the color of it, but outside of that, it has everything. Maybe you want to go with some painted mirrors as well. I think I went with the painted. I think I like that. Or you can go with the elite, which sticks it out a little further. And just like any other truck, you want to change your rims. I use Felipe Combar. If you have a favorite rim pack that you like, you can use that on it as well. So lots of cool things about this truck. I think it pairs really, really well with, and you can use either one. John Ruta's Great Dane, or you can use Bart's Great Dane, which is what I did, and I think it pairs really, really well together. As I mentioned, I think this Freightliner Argosy goes perfect with Bart's or John Ruta's, if you prefer, Great Dane reefer unit. I've got the paint colors to match. All the rims are matched from the front to the trailer. It pairs really well together. Listen to the sound of that ISX15 straight pipe. I think it sounds so fantastic. We are leaving Salt Lake City, Utah. We are headed to Evanston, Wyoming, and I think it is. How many miles is this? I'm not quite. You know what? Let's bring up our GPS. 98 miles, so not bad at all. So nice little trip. So you guys can take in the sights and the sounds of this Freightliner Argosy by Frank Peru. And don't worry, guys. I always leave the link in the description. been a much quicker trip than I usually take for these videos. I think I usually try to do like 100 something miles, almost 200, and didn't really get a lot of time on this particular video just to kind of look around. But the detail on this truck is fantastic. And again, this is only the second Frank Peru truck that I've purchased. The first one being the Oshkosh M1070, which if you haven't checked that video out, it's going to be the video right before this one. The military truck is just super, super cool. But this one is a lot more detailed. There's a lot more attention to detail. There's a lot more quality to this particular truck. Like I said in the last video, the M1070 doesn't really need it. It's a military truck. It didn't come with a lot of options. Didn't come with a lot of comforts. But this thing is super cool from the inside out. This thing is super cool. I've always wanted a Freightliner Argosy. And once I had purchased and had a chance to use Frank Peru's Oshkosh M1070, I knew I was going to be purchasing the Freightliner Argosy off their website as well. I've noticed this time and time again. I deal with a lot of modders and map makers that are from South America, and they're always super helpful. You have what you paid for within minutes. They just don't get as much. They're not noticed as much as some of the other modders that we all kind of praise. You know, a couple on the top of my list are Team Edition Modding, Frank Peru. There's so many more I could talk about. Let's let dispatch know we're here, and let's pull it on it. But I think Pinga is from that area. I'm not sure, from South America, but they all have really, really good quality mods. They're not as expensive as everybody else's, and not to mention, like, they're super helpful. Team Edition Moddings, I messaged me at 2 o'clock in the morning, and helped me out so I could go live, you know, at 9:45 the next day. So they're super, super helpful. So Frank Peru, I definitely leave a link right in the description, along with a link to the trailer. All right, so we are going to, hey, we're on time for the first time in quite some time. We're going to make $6,500. We didn't really go that far, but that is it. Sorry for such a short video, guys. I thought for sure we were going to have a little bit more time to go over, you know, all the details, all, you know, inside and out. I think you guys will agree this Freightliner Argosy is probably one of the best looking Freightliner Argosys that are around. Kudos to Frank Peru on both the mods in most recent truck build videos that I've done. And as always, Bart's, you know, trailer, absolutely amazing detail. But I hope you guys enjoyed this truck. I certainly did. It's definitely going to stay in my rotation. This won't be the last that I'll be using this. So thank you all for joining me on the journey. Do me a favor, though, if you've made it this far and you haven't hit the like button on the video. It helps. And if you are new here and you like the content, want to see more of it, smash the subscribe button. We are less than 170 away from our first 1,000 over here. So thank you all for joining me on this journey, whatever it is. Not just today, but every day. Thank you all. I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. Look after one another. Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. And much love, everybody. Peace.